What's going on, baseball fans? So in this video, I'm going to tell you why the Colorado Rockies are going to win the World Series. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into this. While the Rockies finished 72-90 in 2019, they still had one of the best offenses in the majors. They ranked 9th in runs scored, 9th in OPS, and 9th in WOBA. This is a lineup that features one of the best players in the game in Nolan Arenado, one of the best all-around shortstops in Trevor Story, as well as other solid bats in Charlie Blackmon, Ryan McMahon, David Dahl, and eventually top prospect Brendan Rodgers, who should be able to help out as well in the near future. If these Rockies match up with the Dodgers, this is an offense that could keep up with theirs. And if they made it to the World Series against, let's say, a very good Yankees or Astros offense, they should be able to keep up with them as well. Now, their offense may not be better than those teams, but it's an offense that's definitely capable of keeping up the pace. Let's face it, if the Rockies didn't have the offense they did in 2019, they could have easily lost more than 100 games, mainly because of the pitching. Aside from Jon Gray, it was pretty much atrocious in 2019. While Jon Gray did have a decent 3.84 ERA in 2019, their opening day starter Kyle Freeland completely fell off the face of the planet after a very good 2018 season that saw an ERA of 2.85. But in 2019, he posted an ERA near 7 in over 20 starts. As for Herman Marquez, while he did pitch over 170 innings, he had an ERA close to 5. However, there are some bright sides. Apart from a groin injury, one of the main reasons for Kyle Freeland's 2019 struggles was a mechanical issue in his delivery in which he would pause at the top of his leg kick, which affected his command. Heading into 2020, he's gotten rid of that and he's already seen better results so far. As for Herman Marquez, I mentioned earlier he had an ERA close to 5, 4.76 to be exact. However, when you take out the defense and ballpark factors, his FIP was actually a lot better at 4.06, much lower than his ERA, and he also averaged 9 strikeouts per 9 as well as under 2 walks per 9. Also in 2018, Marquez was very good, pitching almost 200 innings with an FIP of 3.40 and 230 strikeouts. If Freeland can bounce back and Gray and Marquez can stay consistent, this starting pitching could be surprisingly good. Let's start with a feel-good story in Daniel Bard, who could not only be one of the best stories this season, but he could also be one of the biggest steals this past offseason. It had been 7 years since Bard threw in a major league game because he basically lost the ability to throw a strike and completely lost all control and command of his pitches. However, after a long 7 years, he's finally made it back to the major leagues and is actually looking pretty good through 3 1/3 innings, giving up only a run and striking out 3, while also touching 99 on the radar gun. The stuff has always been there with Bard, as back in 2009 to 2011, he averaged a 2.88 ERA, a 1.05 whip, and almost 10 strikeouts per 9. If he can just control his stuff, he could be a very effective arm in the Rockies bullpen and take a lot of pressure off of guys like Wade Davis, who struggled mightily in 2019 with an ERA over 8. However, before an oblique injury in late May, he did have an ERA of 2.45, and he said he never really felt recovered from his injury until this past offseason. Heading into this season, he said he feels good, was named the closer again, and already has 2 saves in the first 5 games. There's also Scott Oberg, who was the best reliever for the Rockies last year, sporting an ERA of 2.25. He did have his season cut short due to a blood clot in his throwing arm, but he's saying he's feeling fully healthy for this season and he's feeling good. If he can just stay consistent, that would be an invaluable piece for the bullpen. So far, the rest of the bullpen is looking good as well, with Yency Almonte, Jairo Diaz, Carlos Estevez, and Tyler Kinley all combining for 11 1/3 scoreless innings. If this crew can keep up the good work, this bullpen could actually be one of the better ones in the majors this year. So those are some reasons why I think the Rockies could really shock some people this year and make it to the World Series. But tell me what you think down below in the comments. Do you think the Rockies have any shot of making it to the World Series this year? Tell me down below. But that's all I got in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.